Good, she's got a husband who can't see or hear. Good evening, everyone. I'm going to call the meeting to order. Would everyone please stand for a short prayer and a salute to the flag? Almighty God, grant us the wisdom to make those decisions that are in the best interest of all our residents. May the Heavenly Father of us all bless those who have given the ultimate sacrifice in service to our nation, and may He watch over and protect our service men and women now guarding the gates of freedom. Tonight, I'm going to ask the commander of the VFW to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Honor Guard, great game, forward. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Order, arms.
You know, it is our custom and has been our custom to open the meeting with a prayer. And the prayer I just read was written by a veteran. He is the liaison for all Veterans Affairs, and it is Ken Kelly. And Ken, has stood the test of time. Just as General Patton asked his religious person, and I'm being very generous, his religious person to write a prayer before they went into the Battle of the Bulge. So I asked you many years ago to write this prayer to open our meetings, and no one has ever changed it. So on behalf of the borough and on behalf of the governing body, we thank you for your service. And gentlemen, we thank each and every one of you for your service to our country. That being said, notice of publication.
Take notice that this regular agenda meeting of the Mayor and Borough Council being held on this 11th day of May, 2026 has been posted and advertised in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act, Chapter 231, Public Law 1975. Roll call. Councilpersons Blumer.
Here.
Khaleesi.
Yeah.
Novak.
Yeah.
Rios.
Here.
Sinarski.
Here.
Zabrowski.
Here.
And if we can have approval of prior minutes.
Mayor, I move the following minutes of the mayor and council be approved on roll call vote, subject to correction if necessary, and that's the April 27th, 2026 minutes.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilperson Zabrowski.
Yes.
Blumer.
Yes.
Khaleesi.
Yes.
Novak.
Yes.
Rios.
Before making this, before voting on this, I had a question on the, to amend prior minutes. There was we had a notification that there was a prior minutes from April 29 of 2024, and there was a mistake on the minutes. So I'd like to make a motion to amend those minutes from April 29, 2024.
Those are the ones we fixed, remember?
Yeah, well, I mean, initially, we have to finish this roll call before we make another motion. We can't have a motion within a motion, but I think we corrected those minutes, I believe.
Correct.
Yeah,
I got a notification. We don't need to have a separate motion to correct them.
Because I checked and it's still,
Well, online, they're still going to be that way.
okay.
In the official minute book, they are corrected.
Okay. Yes.
And your vote on this?
You said yes.
Yes, okay.
Sinarski.
Yes.
And
Okay, at this time, if the honor guard would please stand, and if the governing body would come behind the railing, we have a proclamation. Zabrowski.
Thank you, Nicole. I got it. Well, I'm very proud to read this proclamation. Whereas the annual distribution of Buddy Poppies by the Veterans of Foreign Wars of the United States has been officially recognized and endorsed by governmental leaders since 1922. And whereas VFW Buddy Poppies are assembled by disabled veterans, and the proceeds of this worthy fundraising campaign are used exclusively for the benefit of disabled and needy veterans and the widows and orphans of deceased veterans. And whereas the basic purpose of the annual distribution of Buddy Poppies by the Veterans of Foreign Wars is eloquently reflected in the desire to honor the dead by helping the living. Now, therefore, I, Kennedy O'Brien, Mayor of Borough Council, do hereby urge the citizens of this community to recognize the merits of this cause by contributing generously to its support through the purchase of Buddy Poppies on the day set aside for the distribution of these symbols of appreciation for the sacrifices of our honored dead. I urge all patriotic citizens to wear a Buddy Poppy as mute evidence of our gratitude to the men and women of this country who have risked their lives in defense of the freedoms which we continue to enjoy as American citizens. In witness thereof.
Commander, would you like to say a few words?
Mr. Mayor, Council, we are honored to be here today, and we thank you for and having us here. The poppies are has gone on for as long as I can remember, and we appreciate you guys letting us come before you. Thank you. Thank you.
And to the Honor Guard, we thank you for your service. We thank you for protecting our gates of freedom and for all you do, both in service to country and now in service to community. Thank you. Well, everybody pulling up your money. Yeah.
I see something to the left or right.
Justin, would you hand this to?
Thank you so much.
You like one? Oh, yeah.
I just need a motion to accept that proclamation.
Motion made and seconded.
Councilpersons Novak,
Yes.
Lumiere,
Yes.
Parisi,
Yes.
Rios,
Yes.
Narski,
Yes.
Zabrowski. We have no need for exec. Under old business, we're going to switch to letter B first. We have to do the public hearing on the ordinances first.
At this time, I'm going to open the
Wait, I
public.
got to read the heading.
Go ahead.
Public hearing on ordinance number 9-26, an ordinance supplementing and amending ordinance number 3-24, fixing the salaries of certain borough officials, officers, and employees for the years 2023 to 2027.
This time, I'm going to open the public portion for any questions or comments on this ordinance. Are there questions or comments? Oh, I will. Ladies, I will. Are there any questions or comments? Being no questions or comments, I'll entertain a motion to close the public portion. Councilwoman Novak.
Mayor, I still have so many questions on this. I'm going to be voting, voting no on it. I'm not going to introduce it. Okay. I don't see how you're going to clear it up because.
Well, this is simply housekeeping. This position existed. It was in the salary ordinance. When they redid the salary ordinance, there was a clerical error and it just wasn't included in the adoption. So this is just, this is not anything new. This position did exist in the borough and it just got lost in the sauce when HR was doing the salary ordinance over. So it's not changed. It was just it got lost and it needs to be added back in.
Again, I have a problem with the minimum maximum with no way to get there. We've had problems in the past with that. Some people are started at the maximum, some people are started at the minimum. Nobody really knows where they're supposed to fit in here. I don't even know, will this be an increase in salary for anybody? That's.
That they all started, everyone we've put in that position has started at the base salary and they go, we mirror like the Sam's contract. If the Sam's contract gets 3%, then they go up the same.
So there's no way for them to actually get to the maximum because the 3% will be added to the minimum.
Well, over time, it's just like when we hire a new police officer, they come in at the starting rate, but over time and seniority, they go up incrementally over that time.
Yeah, but
We have to hit a ceiling and we have to set a basement for it.
Right.
It's no different than any other title that we've got in the borough.
I disagree with you. They have in their contract steps to get from the minimum pay to the top.
That's AFSCME.
That's AFSCME. I realize that, but in Sam's, we've had this problem so many times with the Sam's contract.
Yeah. That's a management.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no contracts.
Again, there's no way to get from the minimum to the maximum. Because when you say we'll add 3% on, well, you have to add the 3% on to the minimum and the maximum. Or are you telling me when they have their 3% or whatever, however long it takes them to get?
Hold on, Mary.
If I may, can I just explain how these salary ordinances work? Typically, under New Jersey law, to set municipal salaries, it has to be done by ordinance. What most municipalities do is they create a salary ordinance with minimum and maximum so that whenever there's a new hire, increase in salary from either a raise or a new or just an annual raise or other type of reason for an increase in salary, they don't have to adopt an ordinance every time. It can be done by resolution. So what a lot of municipalities do is they create these salary ordinances which have ranges, minimum and maximum amount of salary that's permitted, and then administratively they can either be hired by contract or appointment or however within those ranges, and then the salary can be assigned, increased, whether it's through annual increases or otherwise, as long as it's within that range. And it can't go above that range and it can't go below that range by administration or anyone else unless amended by the ordinance. So that's what this ordinance is doing. It's creating every year a minimum and maximum for that position. And then any higher appointment or increase in salary has to be within that range. But that can be done by resolution or administratively, depending on the form of government. That's just the procedurally why it has a minimum and maximum range.
Mary?
I just don't agree with it. I will not be introduced.
Okay, so that being said, I would ask that the council, if the Administration and Finance Committee Chairperson, Councilwoman Novak, refuses to introduce this, I would ask that it be pulled. Is there a motion to pull this?
Well, Mayor, without having this ordinance, technically, we can't pay the individual in the position.
All right, Mary, you know, Jimmy Robinson, I assume, is watching this in Seattle.
Mayor, point of order.
Has
I am
given
so sick
you
of this.
your-
Point of
your
order.
instructions.
I have a problem with this.
Mary,
I have a right to say I'm not going to, the same problem I had last meeting, I have this meeting.
well,
I know we
what
need a
questions
salary
do you
guard.
need
I just don't
answered?
agree. I don't agree with the way this is done.
Well,
I think
how
there
should,
should
how,
be-
what
There
would,
should be a salary set, period.
they are set.
Okay.
They are set.
There's a minimum and a maximum. I don't think that that's necessary. I think.
Mary, we've been doing this, you and I have sat up here equal time, and this is how it's always been done. Like I said, if the voice from Seattle is saying for strategic purposes not to do it, I think you're hurting a lot of people.
Mayor,
Without you as the chairperson
intro-
taking a leadership
please stop
role.
insulting me.
Oh,
I'm not
listen,
going
he
to support
certainly
this ordinance.
comments enough on social media. So
Fine.
obviously he hasn't found a life in Seattle yet.
Mayor,
So this is
We
what
have,
he
we have
does.
an ordinance on the books that says you are not allowed to say, give a reason for what somebody else is.
I'm asking. I'm not demanding. I'm
Well, You're,
asking.
you're saying that
Yeah,
I
but
am
you-
voting on
Mary,
this
you're-
because
You're
it's
in a
politics.
leadership role as
Mayor, I
chairperson.
said no.
Mary, can we discuss this? This is the time to discuss
No, it
this.
should have been discussed at an agenda meeting, but
Well,
we
that's
didn't.
what, well,
This isn't an agenda
what
meeting.
is the outcome if this is delayed?
Well, the individual has been being paid since it was taken out of the salary ordinance, but it's an error that the town now knows exists. for any payment to be done, be authorized legally, it has to be, the position has to be, it has a salary attached to it by ordinance. Whether it
Okay.
is a set number or whether it's a range, it has to be set by.
So
ordinance.
this was an error in the original ordinance, and this is a housekeeping
Correct.
ordinance?
Yes.
And this is so wildly offensive, Mary?
I believe that there should be a salary ordinance. I realize that there was a mistake. I just don't like the way this is. I think there
How
should
would
be,
you like it?
I would like to see a salary set for this position.
Is there a
But
salary?
then we would have to change all of management because all of management is a min max.
Correct.
And how many decades has this been a working solution?
I mean, I've been here 22 years and that's the salary guides have always been.
I would assume it was the same when Gladys was the,
And the min and max for each year also includes the percentage of the increase. So the min and max do go up every year according to the.
so this person isn't getting paid.
The minimum and maximum goes up every year. So there's no way to really get to the maximum because every time there's a 3% increase, it applies to the minimum and to the maximum. So there's no real way. It's not like, okay, you know, the first year it's going to be this much, the second to the maximum of this. There's no.
There's no steps, but that's the whole entire management guide would have to be redone. If that's the way that you guys
Are you recommending that our entire management team is?
and Sam's.
Beg your pardon?
And Sam.
And Sam's.
Sam's.
I'm saying this because I know there has always been a problem with Sam's. That they have been trying to get rid of that minimum and maximum because some people were hired at the lowest salary, some people were hired at the highest salary, and there was no way for the people at the lowest salary to ever make it up because there was no chronological way to get from one point to the other.
And I just put this on to do cleanup housekeeping, so I have no game.
Does anyone from the council want to ask questions on this or propose solutions? I mean, it's such an odd thing that for 25 years, Mary and I have been routinely passing these housekeeping ordinances. And now all of a sudden, at the beginning of a campaign, it becomes atrocious and unacceptable.
Point of order,
The
Mayor.
last 30 years, it hasn't been. I think it's.
Is there anybody here
insulting
that's
to
gonna
the,
rule on the point of
management
order?
Saraville.
Mayor, I think I'm open to discuss and I think we can get a lot done, but I don't think implying that Mary's motives are not Mary's motives is helping.
Well, I think it's suspect. After
Then that's-
25 plus years, all of a sudden, it's objectionable. And
let's
and
discuss it.
We're not going to move it. And this is our entire management staff. That's, you know, at some point, the borough's got to operate.
I get that. Let's
right?
discuss it. Let's-
And if this is not good for this singular person, then I assume 4 people, so they will not be paid, which means those jobs will go without
We don't want
function.
that to happen, but let's discuss it and be respectful to each other.
Well, let's be respectful to our staff.
Sure.
If after 25 years, this is unacceptable. I'm not following the thought
Let's try to understand where she's coming from.
I don't understand it.
Then
and
let's
I'm
try.
asking her to explain it.
Okay.
Explain it.
Ask a question?
No, you have to wait for the open. We had the open portion. Now you have to wait till the end. I'm sorry. It's unacceptable to me as the mayor that all of a sudden, at the beginning of a campaign,
Here we
that
go.
all of
Mayor,
a sudden.
stop it,
this is-
please.
Nah, it's too
This
coincidental,
is-
Mary.
Oh, please.
Too coincidental.
Mayor,
And you've
every
been doing
time I
this
have
too
ever
long.
made, said anything that you disagreed with, you say the same thing.
Is it?
Get over
is it not
yourself.
true?
It's not true.
Okay. Well, there you go, emphatic. Is there any other comment on this? Does what is the result of this?
There's somebody that will somebody else who would make a motion.
I'll make a motion, but also on a minimum and maximum salaries, there's different people qualified for different positions. The salary range, say, is from $40,000 to $60,000, just for a number. If the person's experienced in that job position, we've hired people and not started them at the minimum range. We've hired them at a higher range to accommodate where they came from to come work for us. And the minimum maximum is increasing 2%, 3%, but you still get other merit raises throughout the course of the year.
You don't get merit raises still. You don't. You don't.
All right, I'm making a motion to adopt the ordinance. Motion to adopt ordinance. I move the public hearing be closed, the ordinance be adopted on the second and final reading as advertised according to law.
Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call?
Councilperson Sinarski,
Yes.
Blumer,
No.
Polisi,
Yes.
Novak,
No.
Rios,
No.
Zabrowski,
Okay.
Joe Ide.
Well, this is the first political cannon shot of the season.
Mayor, I have a question.
Yeah.
We're not enabling this. How do I pay these four managers?
That is a question I'll leave to the attorney.
I don't have the answer sitting here right now. We'd have to figure that out because I've never seen this happen before, to be honest.
My apologies to the four people that are really not benefiting from this. I am gonna, before I go to ordinance 1226, I did promise two lovely ladies sitting in the back that I would get them on right after Poppies. But not only can I not see or hear, but I can't remember, and my wife attests to those three things. Ladies, if you'd come up, please. And I need you to state your name and you know, you're with an organization, so your organization would be fine.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. I'm Doreen Fraga. I'm with Animal Protection League of New Jersey, and I'm here on behalf of the geese. We attended the mayor and council meeting last year, and we had brought some non-lethal solutions. We were supposed to meet with Rebecca, bring in our ecological landscape designer to help the mayor, help the town to move the geese out of the area non-lethally, but she was retired. So we thought we would attend another meeting tonight to see who we can work with and that we can help the town with non-lethal geese solutions to move them out of the area, and it'll be a win for everyone.
Okay, and please-
I'm sorry, I do have a packet of information that I'd like
yes.
to give in. And my contact.
so as I said, this will get to both Elise Barone and to Rebecca. All right? Did you want to say anything else, ladies?
Thank you. Valerie Devine, Animal Protection League of New Jersey. I'm from Lake Hiawatha up in Morris County. There's just a few solutions.
Go ahead.
Some non-lethal solutions. One would be first, no feeding ban must be implemented. Habitat modification, that would be the number one solution.
The addling of the eggs? Yeah,
Yes.
okay.
For permanently deterring the geese, okay? Overseeding with flight turf. The grass has burbs on it, which will bother the geese. It bothers their mouth. And also, if they try to eat the grass, this upsets their stomachs. Flags, predators, cutouts, and attaching a plastic bag to wave in the wind will also deter the geese.
Remember I
Thank you.
told you about the task I assigned the third graders at Arliss School?
Yes.
Many of those things they recommended and we implemented them. But that being said, Elise and Rebecca will both receive a copy and they will contact you.
And like I said, we have our ecological landscape.
You need to speak in the mic, dear.
We have our ecological landscape designer, and she can do wonders for all of the wetland areas
Okay.
that you have. And, there's just so many different things now that can be done, and we want to help.
As I was told over the years, Sayreville is one of the major stops for migratory birds. So we have an overpopulation of geese, and then the constant feeding has
Yes.
made them stop their migration here. But I thank you, and our staff will be in touch with
Okay,
you.
thank you so much for allowing.
Thank you
me
for
to speak.
coming.
Thank you, everyone.
Okay.
Bye.
All right, so that being said, I will go back to ordinance 1226. Go ahead.
Ordinance number 1226, calendar year 2026, ordinance to exceed the municipal budget appropriation limits and to establish a cap bank.
Councilwoman, at this time, I'm going to open the public portion for questions or comments on this. Other questions or comments? There being no questions or comments, I'll entertain a motion. Councilwoman Novak.
Move the public hearing, be closed, the ordinance adopted on second and final reading and advertised according to law.
Your second?
Second.
Roll call?
Councilpersons Novak,
Yes.
Blumer,
Yes.
Khaleesi,
Yes.
Rios,
Yes.
Sinarski,
Yes.
Zabrowski.
Next ordinance?
Public hearing on ordinance number 13-26, Borough of Saraville, County of Middlesex, ordinance authorizing a rights of way use agreement with GoNet Speed for the installation and operation of telecommunications facilities.
This time, I'm going to open the public portion for questions or comments. I will call on the young lady representing GoNet. And we thank you for coming to the Borough of Saraville.
Always a pleasure to be here. Thank you so much, Mayor and Council, for the opportunity for GoNet Speed to provide broadband services to the residents and businesses here in Saraville. As you all know, competition does lower prices for consumers. In this economy, this is a great opportunity. I know that we've had many conversations in the past when I was with another provider. One of the challenges that municipalities face is that no one is coming in to build. Well, now we have an opportunity for a provider to come in to build and provide broadband services in the community. So I welcome the opportunity to work with each of you as we go forward. Thank you.
I had, before the meeting started, I had asked if they would be amenable to doing a question and answer down at the senior center. It's easier for our residents to do it on a Saturday. I don't know whether that works for you or not.
That's fine.
Okay, so if you coordinate it with Councilman Blumer and our BA, and we'll get, and we'd like to get it going.
We want to be part of the community, so we welcome the opportunity to speak with the residents.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Are there any other questions or comments on this ordinance? Being no other questions or comments, I'll entertain a motion. Council, who is it, Novak? Yep.
Move the public hearing. I move the public hearing, be closed, the ordinance adopted on second and final reading and advertised according to law.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilpersons Novak,
Yes.
Blumer,
Yes.
Khaleesi,
Yes.
Rios,
Yes.
Sinarski,
Yes.
Zabrowski.
Yes.
Okay, Mayor, now we got to go back to, we're gonna announce that the 2026 budget approval and public hearing notice has been advertised on the borough's legal notices website on April 14th, 2026, which gave notice of the date and time of this public hearing and put before the council tonight the 2026 municipal budget resolution 2026-117. Mayor, now we can open it to the public.
This time, I'm going to open the public portion for questions or comments on the budget. Are there any questions or comments? There being no questions or comments, I'll entertain a motion. Councilwoman Novak.
Yes, I move the public hearing be closed, the ordinance adopted on second and final
We're
reading and
just closing the public portion on the budget hearing.
okay. Close the public portion.
Okay.
Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call?
Councilpersons Novak.
Yes.
Blumer,
Yes.
Khaleesi,
Yes.
Rios,
Yes.
Sinarski,
Yes.
Zabrowski.
Yes.
Okay, now I will read the budget amendment in full. Resolution 2026-116, 2026 budget amendment, whereas the council of the Borough of Saraville introduced its 2026 municipal budget on April 13, 2026, and whereas a public hearing on said Budget has been held as advertised on May 11, 2026, and whereas NJSA 40A:4-9 permits the Borough Council to amend the budget after the public hearing, and whereas it is determined to be desirable or necessary to amend said budget, now therefore it be resolved by the Borough Council, the Borough of Saraville, County of Middlesex, State of New Jersey, that the amendments I read, the approved budget for the calendar year 2026 be made. Surplus anticipated, 6 million. It's now going to 6.5 million. Miscellaneous local revenue, Section A. Licenses, sewer user fees, 5,850,000 to 6,900,000. Total Section A, $10,142,520. $11,192,520. Total Section C, dedicated uniform construction code fees, $850,000, $950,000. Miscellaneous revenue, Section G, special items of revenue without offsetting appropriations. Arsenal trade, center pilot, $1,819,047.40, $2,257,298.69. Total Section G, special items of revenue, $7,800,060.43, $8,238,311.72. Surplus anticipated, $6.5 million. Total Section A, local revenues, $10,142,520, $11,192,520. Total Section C, dedicated uniform construction code fees, $850,000, $950,000. Total Section G, special items of revenue, $7,800,060.43, $8,238,311.72. Total miscellaneous revenues, $29,991,169.48, $31,579,420.77. Subtotal general revenues, $37,091,169.48, $39,179,420.77. Amount to be raised by taxes for support of municipal budget, local tax for municipal purposes, including reserve for uncollected taxes, $43,754,879.44, $41,666,628.15. Total amount to be raised by taxes for support of municipal budget, $46,311,720.78, $44,223,469.49. Total general revenues, $83,402,890.26, $83,402,890.36. Be it further resolved that a certified copy of this resolution be filed forthwith with the Office of the Director of the Division of Local Government Services for certification of the local municipal budget, so amended via the fast reporting system. Be it further resolved that this resolution, in accordance with the provisions of NJSA 40A:4-9C1 and 2, does not need to be published, and a public hearing on said amendment is not required. This amendment shall take effect immediately.
Is there a motion?
No, you got
Have to open to the,
Oh, I'm sorry. At this time, I'm going to open the public portion for questions or comments on the budget. Are there any questions or comments? There being no questions or comments, I'll entertain a motion to close the public portion and adopt the budget.
we're going to just close the public.
Just close the public. Okay. Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call?
Councilpersons Novak.
Yes.
Umer.
Yes.
Lisi.
No.
On closing the public portion?
Yeah.
Rios.
Yes.
Sinarski.
Yes.
Zabrowski. And now I need a motion to adopt the budget amendment.
Councilwoman Novak?
I moved that the excuse me. I moved that the budget amendment. Wait a minute. What do we? Adopt the
Adopting
budget amendment.
Yes.
Okay, I so moved.
Is there a second? All right, it dies for a second. I'm going to instruct the governing body to go back and work on the budget till we have a second on the budget. All right, that being said,
All right, wait, hold up, Joe. We're not adopting the budget amendment. Now, do I go ahead and somebody make a motion to adopt the budget or no? We can't move
No,
forward that forward.
there's no second. Dies for a second.
Okay.
Okay, appointments. Make the following appointment for an unexpired term on the Shade Tree Commission, Barty Shaw. And that's a mayor's appointment. The second appointment is for the Environmental Commission. This was a person recommended by the Environmental Commission. It's a 3-year alternate number 2 position for Thomas Cleary. Is there a motion? As a mayor's, so look at that. Boy, am I doing good tonight. Okay. Resolutions. At this time, I'm going to open the public portion for questions or comments on the resolutions. Are there any questions or comments? There being no questions or comments, I'll entertain a motion to close the public portion.
Mayor, move the public hearing be closed and the consent agenda resolutions be approved on roll call vote.
Roll call.
Councilperson Zabrowski.
Yes.
Lumer.
Yes.
Khaleesi.
Yes.
Novak.
Yes.
Rios.
Yes.
Sinarski.
Yes.
I need a motion to accept the correspondence that's listed.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call.
Councilpersons Novak.
Yes.
Lumer.
Yes.
Khaleesi.
Yes.
Rios.
Yes.
Sinarski.
Yes.
Zabrowski.
Okay, Mayor and Council reports. Councilwoman Novak, Administration and Finance.
Yes, Mayor. Well, worked on this budget. We had some real challenges this year. Healthcare being the highest one, pensions, sewer fees. I really believe that the business administrator, the department heads, and Danielle did yeoman duty getting this down when a lot of other towns just didn't work that hard on it. We reduced it 9 cents. And I thought this was appropriate, but obviously nobody else does. And Mayor, talk about politics. Progress. No progress.
Okay, Public Safety, Councilman Blamore.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The Sayreville Police Department was proud to participate in several outstanding community events the last few weeks that brought residents, families, and local organizations together in meaningful and positive ways. These events not only highlighted the strong relationship between the department and the community they serve, but also showcased the borough's continued commitment to family engagement, remembrance, and community partnerships. On Sunday, May 3rd, the department was honored to support Riley's Touch a Truck event benefiting the U. Riley Rowan Scholarship Fund. The event drew an incredible turnout of families from throughout the area and provided children with the opportunity to interact with police vehicles, heavy equipment, first responders, and community volunteers in a fun and welcoming environment. Beyond the excitement and entertainment, the event served an even greater purpose by supporting a scholarship fund that continues to positively impact local students and families. The Sayreville Police Department was proud to stand alongside the Rowan family, South Amboy High School baseball team, and countless community partners in making the event a tremendous success. On Thursday, May 7th, the Sayreville Police Department and PBA Local Number 98 proudly hosted the 2026 Annual Police Memorial Service in honor of National Police Week. The ceremony brought together members of law enforcement, elected officials, residents, and the families of fallen officers to honor those who dedicated their lives to protecting our community. The service served as a powerful reminder of the sacrifices made by law enforcement officers past and present, and reflected the deep respect and appreciation our community continues to show towards those who serve. The overwhelming support and attendance demonstrated the strong bond between the department and residents of Sayreville. On Saturday, May 9th, the department was also excited to participate in the annual Bull Fishing Derby alongside Sayreville Recreation and PBA Local 98. Fishing with Fisher, led by Officer Eric Fisher, provided children and families with a memorable morning outdoors while promoting positive community interaction in a relaxed and enjoyable setting. From teaching young anglers the basics of fishing to celebrating the excitement of catching the day's biggest fish, the event created lasting memories for families throughout the borough. The excitement surrounding the Sayreville Police Department 2026 Juvenile Police Academy further demonstrated the strong connection between the department and the community's youth and families. Registration for the week-long academy filled up extremely quickly, reflecting the overwhelming interest and enthusiasm from both parents and students eager to participate in the program. The academy continues to provide young residents with a unique hands-on opportunity to learn about law enforcement, teamwork, leadership, discipline, and community service. Through interactive activities led by members of the Sayreville Police Department and Juvenile Bureau. The tremendous response to this year's program highlights the positive relationship officers have built within the community and reinforces the department's ongoing commitment to mentoring and investing in the borough's future leaders. As always, we want to thank the police officers, first responders, fire department for all that they do to keep us safe. And that concludes my report, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Councilman. Public Works, Councilman Rios.
Good evening, Mayor, Council, and General Public. Public Work has nothing major to report tonight, other than they're getting ready for the upcoming parade. Just going to go over a couple things. The flag at the Veterans Bridge heading from Sayreville into South River has been reinstalled and is now flying again. Thank you to the Public Works team, George Goran, Andy Osga, and everyone involved in getting the flag restored and illuminated. It's a really nice sight to see again, and something a lot of residents were asking for and appreciate. This past Saturday, the time capsule ceremony at Kennedy Park was another great community event in partnership with the Sayreville Historical Society as part of the Sayreville 150th anniversary and America's 250th anniversary celebration. Although I was unable to attend due to work commitments, my family attended and really enjoyed the occasion. I'd like to thank everyone who helped put that together. The capsule, now buried near the American flag by the pond, contains memorabilia, letters, and items representing Sayreville's history, culture, and community. It was great to see different parts of the community come together for something that will one day give future generations a glimpse into what Sayreville was like in 2026. A big thank you to everyone involved in putting the event together, especially the Historical Society, Recreation Department, and all those who contributed items and letters to the capsule. This past Friday, Cultural Arts hosted their teen night at the Recreation Center. Hundreds of teens attended and danced the night away. I want to thank the Cultural Arts team as well as the Sayreville Police Department for helping make sure the event ran smoothly and safely, with no incidents reported. It's great to see events like this being successful and giving our young residents something positive to do. Thank you to Sharon, Michelle, brothers Greg and Chris, Debbie, Jessica, Brienne, Nancy, and new member Billy, and also Brian from Recreation. The work all you do is sincerely appreciated, and we thank you all. I also wanted to briefly touch on the ongoing discussions regarding vendor permits. I think it's important that we continue making sure vendors are given a fair opportunity to participate in our community events. While I absolutely understand the importance of permits, insurance requirements, and background checks, we also want to make sure the process is reasonable and welcoming enough that vendors actually want to be a part of these events. We want vendors to come here. We want them to feel welcome, supported, and excited to participate in our community. The more quality vendors we can entice to our events, the better those events become for our residents and family. With the cost of everything continuing to rise, I think we should keep all of that in mind as these conversations continue to move forward. And I just wanted to add that we're all here to work together, make things work for the people in Sayreville. We're not always going to agree, and that's okay. Differences of opinion are part of the process, but when we disagree, it should never become political or personal. We should focus on finding solutions without personal insults or insinuations. That's why I believe agenda meetings are so important. Well, one of the reasons is because I'm new to this and I wanted to go over the council meeting before sitting here. We were just discussing something, and how long did we have to discuss that? 3 minutes, 5 minutes? I think if we adopt agenda meetings, things like this don't happen, or we will have more time to discuss this. They give us the opportunity to discuss issues openly, work through disagreements respectfully, and come into council meetings better prepared to move the borough forward together. Thank you.
Recreation, Councilman Khaleesi.
I'm going to start off with the Office of Aging first. I have a list of a few things that, this summer, there's going to be many, many programs, many events going on over at our Active Adult Center. So just a few things now. Thursday, May 14th is a skin cancer screening. We have Friday, May 15th is the flower workshop held by the Venetian. We have Monday, May 18th, the Lifeline screening held by St. Peter's Hospital. And then Wednesday, May 20th, we have our Senior Citizen Day celebration. So the Active Adult Center has many programs held every month. So you can find them listed on their monthly calendar. They publish it on their website and also on the LED signs throughout the place. So next, we're going to do recreation. So I want to congratulate all our winners at Saturday's Fishing Derby. It was a beautiful day to fish, and we had 95 registered young anglers trying to catch the biggest fish. So thank you to Officers Fisher and Novak for continuing their annual Fishing with Fisher initiative and help the children who needed a quick fishing lesson. So we buried our time capsule that will not be open for 100 years. So that was very nice. So that's so proud to have attended that. The farmers market now will open again starting this Thursday, May 14th, which will include, again, the food trucks and the market vendors. So a full schedule of anticipated vendors is available on the Rec's website now. So trivia night is on May 28th. Pre-registration is required and free. It will be fun for the whole family, so that's interesting. Summer camp registration for all our summer camps is still going on. Spaces are filling quickly, so register soon to ensure your spot. So there are new lights at Field 1 at the Little League Complex. They have been installed and are operational. The construction has begun on the Kennedy Park walkway, widening and improving that road there. So the Somerset Patriot tickets offered by the Rec are available for this Sunday, May 16th. Is that Saturday? Versus Binghamton, the Binghamton Rumble Ponies. So it's their Double-A Subway Series of the Mets versus the Yankees. So it's also a fireworks night. And so the link to purchase these tickets is available on the Sayreville Rec website. So on with human relations, they will be doing their required bias training tomorrow evening at 7 o'clock. Also, they discussed their calendar going forward, beginning the Pride Month for June. They will be confirming the location where they're going to have this and the program that they're going to be doing. So it's not published yet, but they're doing it now. So August will be Women's Rights Month. So they're going to do a tea and a program with it. So a date and location will be communicated to the public as well when those plans are finalized. So finally, last Friday's tea night at the Mickey Sedlak building was another outstanding example of what can happen when our community comes together for our youth. And thanks for bringing that up, Councilman Rios. It was it's great to see hundreds of Sayreville teens enjoying a safe, positive, and welcoming environment filled with music, games, food, dancing, and friendships. So events like this show the importance of continuing to create these positive opportunities for our young people here in Sayreville. So a special thank you to our Recreation Department, Cultural Arts volunteers, Sayreville Police, Mayor, Council, and our entire community for supporting events like this and helping make them such a success. The tremendous turnout and positive feedback from both teens and parents continue to show just how valuable these nights have become for our community. So I look forward to seeing these events continue to grow in the future. Speaking of the future, the next cultural arts event is the Michael Jackson mega event with the intermission and light show by our own local DJ, Jarrett Lampkin. And that's going to be Saturday, May 30th from 6:45 until 9 p.m. Can't wait. That's the end of my report, Mayor.
Thank you, Councilman. Water, Sewer, Environmental, Councilman Sinarski.
Thank you, Mayor. If everybody noticed, the spring fire hydrant flushing is probably stopped at this point. Just a reminder, if somebody's out there flushing the fire hydrants by your home, don't run your dishwashers, don't open your faucets in your house, don't do anything. Just leave it alone. After the flushing is completed, normal water will start to flow as it normally does, and you'll be back to normal. There is still a drought situation going on right now. We've had some rain, but I have a note right in front of me that we still have a drought alert. We produced about 140 million, which is average for the water. The farmers market is opening up this Thursday on the 14th in front of St. Stan's in the municipal parking lot across the street. I'm looking forward to that opening up. Please come out and support that. The community garden still has they have 38 paid and occupied plots taken. There was 3 more as of last week when I was at the environmental meeting. They had 3 left. But they're going fast and they will be sold out, but everybody's very enthusiastic as far as trying to grow something in their own little plot there. Couple weeks ago, I forgot to mention, we had Earth Day. There was over 100 volunteers, cleaned up Kennedy Park. They pick up all kind of bags of debris. There was all Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, all kind of volunteers, and it was a great showing. I'm in the beginning stages. I want to do something like that at the Duhorna Watershed down in the area where the dam is, because that's where all the residual stuff floats down from the streets and everything else. And I would like to do something. I'm going to be working with David to try to get the Boy Scouts. I already talked to some of the troop leaders, and it's just the beginning stages. So before the end of the year, or at the end of the year when it gets a little cooler, before fall, we're going to have some kind of cleanup at the Duhornal system. Other than that, that's the end of my report, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Planning and Zoning, Council President Zabrowski.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to begin by wishing Mary, Nicole, and Jessica a belated happy Mother's Day. I hope you really had a nice weekend and a nice Sunday, and your family treated you very well. I appreciate all the discussion already about the community activities that we had, so I'm not going to go over each one of them again, but they were wonderful events. I will say that starting on Thursday, Thursday on throughout the weekend. We had a ton of events and they were all run very well. And we appreciate all the efforts from those that were involved in getting them together. You all seem to be in a cranky mood tonight. If that's the case, one of the reasons obviously is this budget. And we all know that it's problematic. One of the reasons why it's problematic is the extraordinary cost for our healthcare. And it's not just us, the school board has the same thing. And I'm going to ask tonight, hopefully there'll be a bipartisan agreement on this, is for a resolution, which is a demand not just to the governor and to the legislator, but again, a demand to everybody that's involved in the state in creating these healthcare premiums and really the lack of transparency that goes through it to make it so expensive, not just for us, but also for our employees who contribute to it. You know, we try to do the best we can on salaries to make it fair for them so they can have a living. But if it's all eaten up by healthcare costs, they're not able to do that. And that's the same thing for the budget. This budget increase, in part, is because of that static change in the increase of healthcares. And I did speak to our Board of Education president, who relayed the exact same thing to me, that they're suffering from the same issue because of the healthcare. So I'd like a resolution that demands that there be reform, that there be transparency, that we work together. And I think as a unified effort, meaning Board of Ed and municipal government, maybe we can get our voice heard. Maybe we can stand up and say enough is enough. You know, I had a friend of mine that said, you can't make chicken soup out of chicken feathers. Well, we're at the stage of the game now where we have a salary cap, where we can't go over it, but the costs are just exceeding to the point where we just can't get by. And we're going to have to reduce services or something else, or cut things that we never want to do if we can't get this changed. So I'm making a motion for a resolution, which would be a joint resolution to be joined with the Board of Ed, to basically say, we've had enough. Let's get to reform. And if you want, we'll start here in Sayreville and we'll move to every community from there. We'll start from here. That's my resolution.
Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call? Well, let's formulate the wording. Counselor, if you would.
I apologize. I was researching the other issue on the labor and employment, so I missed some of what was being discussed.
Well, John's an attorney, so John, if you would put it in legalese.
Very briefly, I think we're all fed up with the healthcare costs that we have and the premiums and every charges that we're having to do. And I think there's a lack of transparency in how this goes. So there's a bunch of people that are involved in this thing. And it's not just simply the governor, legislators, but it's also the state treasury and the banking and insurance industry. And quite frankly, it's the brokers and everybody else involved. And both Sayreville municipal government and Sayreville Board of Ed share in this. And this is one of the reasons for this increase in or proposed increase in budget is these state costs, and yet there's no relief. So the resolution tonight is a request for immediate reform of how we do it, and quite frankly, we step forward to be the first municipality to do that and ask for this.
But in coordination with the Board of Education.
Correct.
I have the information. What I can do is we can have go forward with the motion, and what I'll do is I will draft, because it's not something I could articulate correctly right here off the cuff. I will draft a memorializing resolution that we can officially adopt at the following meeting. And I'll circulate it, get any comments from the council members. But we can go forward with the motion with the intent, and then we'll put the actual drafted resolution at the next meeting.
Okay, motion made and seconded. Any comments from the governing body? No comments?
No, I'd like to make a comment. I guess I didn't move quick enough. That's not going to help us this year, probably not even next year. An awful lot of time that these resolutions are done. Everybody votes for it and it sounds good. And we never even hear anything back. It's just we could use it, the resolution, to wipe our butt. So, I mean, I'll vote for it because it doesn't hurt anything, but it isn't going to do anything. And particularly with this budget, it's not gonna. And we'll just not have a budget, I guess.
So there's a motion made and seconded. Roll call?
Councilperson Zabrowski.
Yes.
Blumer.
Yes.
Khaleesi.
Yes.
Novak.
Yes.
Rios.
Yes.
Sinarski.
Yes.
Okay, we'll have a resolution for the next meeting.
Okay.
Thank you. A couple more items.
Yep,
Seems like everybody talked a lot tonight, Mayor, so.
that's all right. It's the beginning of campaign season.
But just a quick update, Nicole and I had met with Melissa, who was the original person who asked about the Rainbow Bridge. Nicole has already met with our Environmental Commission as well, who's been forwarding a lot of information and working together on that. I know that Jay has been asked to put some sketches together for the next proposal. That's based on a lot of the input, no, not a lot, all the input that we've got from our residents who like the idea, had great ideas, and hopefully we'll have a wonderful proposal that puts it all together in one neat basket. And we're looking forward to figuring out some funding for that and actually getting it moved forward. So that's my update on that. I appreciate, Alberto, you talking about the peddlers ordinance. I know that I've spoken to Glenn and he has been working with our various officials to see what we can do about that. And you're right, it is something we need to do before probably the 4th of July efforts, because our rec program is we want to make sure we have our food trucks there and all.
Thank you. I'm available if you need anything.
Appreciate that. And the last thing is just an ask for Glenn. I know you've been very, very busy. You know, the things you've been preparing with the budget and what have you. But please, if you haven't done so already, please sit down with our first responders on the LoSAP increase, because I don't know if that's going to end up becoming a referendum or if it's something that we can do amongst mayor and council. Mayor, thanks so much. I appreciate the opportunity. That was my report.
Well, just one thing, Council President. For those that are new to the meeting and those that may be new to tuning in, would you just briefly explain the Rainbow Bridge concept?
Yeah, it's a wonderful concept from one of our residents who's unfortunately their dog had passed away a year ago. And just like most of us that grieve, just like a family member when the loss of a pet, she had suggested that this would be a great opportunity to put something in Sayreville that's very similar to a Rainbow Bridge that currently exists in North Carolina. And again, it's just it's an area for people to reflect and remember. They've been able to put their collars on the bridge itself. It has the poem that it's based on. And again, it's just an opportunity for everybody to get together, talk about, reflect on that, and also just to kind of commemorate and be part of community, which I think is important.
Okay. Thank you, Council President.
I heard the floor for 1 second again, Mayor.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I forgot one important thing that also happened on this weekend. We talk about the fishing tournament in Sayreville Kennedy Park, but nobody brought up the BIC fishing tournament, which was the following day. To me, that's just as important, if not greater importance, to take at least 20 handicapped children, take them fishing, show them how to catch fish. We caught more fish Sunday than I have ever seen from anybody. We break it down into counselors, we get 4 people, and we teach them how to fish. We get them set up. We try to do everything for them. We have ice cream, we have hot dogs, we have soda, we have chips. We break it down. We show them in the beginning how to fish. And it's a very important day. I'd like to see more people there, but try maybe next year. But it's a
Gosh,
great
I
day.
didn't even know about it. So, I
It's the
mean,
same
that's-
day after the Sayreville Fishing Tournament for the last 25 years.
And I've been sitting here and I've never known about it. It's the first time I heard about it. Thank you for letting us know. And you should see if, the police will come out and help with that too. I mean, I understand Officer Fish's entire family was there.
It's a great day out, and we had a lot of
Bet you they'd
smiling
love it.
faces.
Thank you for letting me know.
Thank you.
Future years.
Okay. That being said, I have a couple items. First one is the Veterans flagpole on the South River Bridge. We have an employee for the borough. His name is Andy Ozga. Andy is an immigrant from Poland. When communism began to fail in Poland, Andy was able to get on a plane and fly to JFK Airport. He had $100 in his pocket, and there was someone standing there with a sign that says, "I speak Polish." Andy didn't know a soul in America. He didn't speak our language. And anyway, fast forward, he ends up making Sayreville his home. And he is one of the true great stories of immigration to America. By the way, his son, Andy had 3 kids, And one son is a West Point graduate, an Apache helicopter pilot, and he has been assigned to teach for the next several years at West Point, along with his wife, a West Point graduate, an Apache helicopter pilot. And the other week, they were both promoted to the rank of major. So once again, Sayreville can be very proud of our children who grow into adults and become very successful. So that being said, Andy was the one that came to me about this flagpole. It hadn't been used. It was in disrepair, didn't have electricity. And he was really the guy that spearheaded it, put all the different factors together. The South River people, the county people, the Sayreville people, got it cleaned up, got it electrified, found a sponsor. So my hat is off to Andy, as he is extraordinarily competent on many, many things when it comes to the borough. What's normal for him is at 4 o'clock when the day is over, he goes home, has his dinner, and then he is our liaison to JCP&L. He comes back at night and he goes and he answers all the questions about lights that aren't working. And it's Andy who gets and he's a humble guy. He gets the credit for lighting up Sayreville, and he doesn't want the credit, but my job is to give credit to people for the work that they do. So I think it's very important that he be recognized, not only for the flagpole, which is just part of his stirring patriotism, but also he has an unbelievable work ethic in the borough of Sayreville. That being said, let's get to the business at hand, which is the budget. And I instruct the governing body just to go back a number of years with another budget. And it was similar, and it was 3 R's and 3 D's that sat up here. And it came out as a tie vote.
No, it was 4 Democrats and 2 Republicans. I voted with the Republicans then to pass the budget.
Whatever it was, I wouldn't break the tie. We'd go through this theatrics every meeting, and they were dying to get me to break the tie. I instructed the business administrator at the time to contact the Department of Community Affairs, and the Department of Community Affairs came back and said, it is not the function of the mayor to break the tie on a budget. And if the governing body fails to put a working budget together, they will be fined. I can't remember whether it was $25 a day or $50 a day. And in no time at all, the borough had a budget. So I'm going to instruct the business administrator to contact the Department of Community Affairs and find out how we should move forward, since we seem to be at an impasse. That being said, we will go to the next part.
General discussion, authorization to issue a discharge of mortgage for 218 Washington Road, Block 81, Lot 90.02.
Any objection? Next item.
Authorization for the tax collector to refund taxes and cancel all subsequently billed taxes due to 100% disabled veteran tax exemption for 23 Cheltenham Place in the amount of $542.90. 12
Any objection? Next item.
Paproda Court in the amount of $4,639.53.
Any objection? Next item.
40 Woodmere Drive in the amount of $3,725.31.
Any objection?
And 9 Kim Place in the amount of $319.37.
Any objection? Next item.
Authorization to dispose of surplus OEM equipment.
Any objection? Next
Do we,
item.
do we know what any of that is?
I think it's trailers
Okay,
that
thank you.
can't be used any longer. Authorization to purchase emergency lighting equipment for the fire department from East Coast Emergency Lighting through NJ State Contract in an amount not to exceed $29,756.86.
Since we have no budget, can we approve this?
I think this
Danielle.
was part of last year's
wasn't it?
capital. Yeah, this is
What's
last
that?
year's, Mayor. Capital from last year.
We can do it? Okay, go ahead. Any objection? Next item.
Authorization to award a non-fair and open contract to Gen Electric of Springfield for preventative maintenance and repair on traffic lights in an amount not to exceed $47,263.69.
Any objection? Next item.
Authorization to purchase an in-building bidirectional amplifier from Tactical Public Safety through NJ State Contract in an amount not to exceed $59,775.23.
Any objection? Next item.
Request received to hold a block party from residents of Corey Street between Donna and Such Street on July 4th from 1 PM to 11 PM.
Any objection? Next item.
And request received from the Environmental Commission to pass a resolution in support of Senate and Assembly Bill S2338 and A3735.
Any objection?
I just don't, what is that bill?
John?
In just as simple as the terms, it's a revised Superfund bill, where, I guess it's to, the state legislature is seeing fit to say that we have polluters, which we know, that are produced, particularly using fossil fuels. And as a result, our environment has been impacted by that in towns like Saraville, which we've had in the past, where we've had brownfields. And as a result, we've had great deals of needs to get, funding to be able to get those sites set up. It appears that this is a similar bill to do that as well.
Any objection? Next item.
It's on Glenn.
Okay.
Mayor, I'm going to pull my first item until we get a resolution to this pay scale issue for the management specialist personnel. So all I'm requesting is authorization to call for a certified list for patrolmen from the Department of Personnel so the police department could start their vetting process.
Any objection? All right, Danielle, any report? Okay, Jay Cornell, Borough Engineers report.
Mayor, one item, the Jerry S. Complex, we're looking for a change order allowing contractor to do additional work that's requested by the borough, but there'll be no change in the overall contract. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. At this time, I'm going to open the public portion.
Mr. Mayor, before you open the public discussion, I have something.
I can't hear.
I'll,
Oh, go ahead, Hervé.
thank you. I'd like to make a motion to propose making data centers especially prohibited use in all zones in the borough, including redevelopment zones.
Second.
What are you asking for? I can't.
For data centers to be prohibited.
Okay, well, listen, Seattle, when Seattle speaks, some parts of Saraville listens. Just so you know, I've had a meeting with the environmental chairperson, and it is under review with them. I would ask that until such time as their review comes forward, that we not provide a knee-jerk reaction. It seems to be popular at the moment to say no to these things, but
Well,
Sarah is doing financial calculations, and until all the information is in, I think it would be grossly injurious to the taxpayer of Saraville, particularly in lieu of the tax increases that have come this year, whereas we need sources of revenue, and this would be an excellent source of revenue if it meets the criteria. So I would ask that before this become a political football, which is what Seattle would like this to be.
I don't know what you
Yes.
mean by
Well,
that. but-
yes, well, if you don't know, then you have a lot to learn about sitting up here. That being said,
Well-
I would ask that you withdraw this until such time as our environmental commission and Sarah has an opportunity to weigh in on it. Otherwise, we're voting on something we don't really have enough information on, other than a couple of
I can
populist
give you,
headlines.
I can give you all the information you need. And based on whatever the environmentalists are saying, and all the pluses for revenues that we're talking about, in the long run, this is going to hurt our town.
Well, that's your opinion. Let's see what the people that I have discharge this to, let them come back and make their recommendation, which it would be the normal course, not something concocted by a failed PR guy out in Seattle.
Well, remember, this is my area of
Yes,
expertise.
no, your area is IT.
That is,
Data-
this is,
No, I
this is
understand.
IT.
There
Data
is a- There is
centers,
a difference.
data centers are just servers, okay, in a room somewhere. And the thing is, they destroy everything
Perfect.
in your town, no matter what they say.
What is the panic? What is the panic that's
There is
driving
no panic.
knee-jerk reaction,
I just,
particularly at the beginning of a campaign?
has nothing to do with a campaign.
It absolutely
Nothing.
1,000% has everything to do with.
Why does everything has to do with a campaign? If I'm
Because
trying to keep
because
the people of
the Voice of
Sayreville.
Seattle.
No,
writes
Voice
to
of
you
Seattle
guys.
knows nothing about data centers.
So
I
what,
do.
the
Point of
normal
order.
course would be the Environmental Commission would review it, research it, and make recommendations.
The only recommendation they can make if they were to come here and says, we have different ways of cooling these servers without using all these, but then they don't.
we don't.
The latest thing right now is to try to build them in the ocean. Okay?
Well, I thought Elon Musk was going to build them in space.
Yeah,
There's a lot-
but no, that's further down the line, but
Well,
right
Hervé,
now,
South Brunswick has built a very large data center for Bloomberg. Piscataway has 6 servers. New Jersey has 60 data centers. The United States has 4,000.
right,
China has 400. England, Germany, France has 400.
right?
So what is your fear, or what is
My fear-
Seattle's fear about finding
My
more
God,
information?
Respectfully, sir, can you not say that because I have no
Because
idea?
that's 100% what it is.
Okay, so basically, because I'm coming up with facts, so that means that Seattle has something to do with this.
Absolutely. He's the guiding.
So you mean
he
to
is the
tell me
guiding,
because I'm trying
star
to
for you.
prevent our residents to be bothered by this incessant humming, the rising of temperature,
Hold on.
the cost, the rising cost of electricity. Eventually, what they're gonna tell you is that, okay, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. But you know what happens eventually? They have to build new system to maintain, to meet the requirements, which in cost will cost us. So me making a motion to not have this in our town has nothing to do with anything you are saying, sir,
No, it
respectfully.
has everything to do with it.
Okay, well,
I've
believe
been
what you
doing
want.
this a long time. That being said, 20-odd years ago, when the Neptune project came to Sayreville, which was to take electricity from Sayreville, run it down to the Raritan River, and then run a cable from Sayreville down the Raritan River out to Raritan Bay, shoot it across New York Bay to Point Lookout, Long Island. It then came out of the water, and it ran up the Wantaw Expressway and was dispersed to Long Island. At that time, it was legally allowed for the mayor to sit on Sarah, and then due to some silly shenanigans by a local legislator, it got eliminated. But all that being said, the governing body had concerns about noise, about vibrations, the very things that you're talking about. And they asked the developer, they said, we would like to see something similar to, thinking it would be in New Jersey or New York within a reasonable driving distance. The closest they had was Northern Ireland. The developer brought the governing body to Northern Ireland to this similar facility. I didn't go. I wanted the redevelopment agency to go. They went. The ladies who were commissioners at the time, when they got into the facility, took off their shoes, walked all around, talked to all the people in the surrounding town, and came back and said, yes, it passes muster. You know, all the things we are afraid of have been addressed. Why don't you allow that to happen? Do you think that with all the money, with all the trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars going into AI, they're not going to resolve it? My instructions to the Environmental Commission was, I want you to go through and see if you can make this work. List all your objections, go over it with any, and there's no developer there yet. It's just 400 acres of industrial property for sale. And so far, there's like three things that can go on that. More warehousing, light manufacturing, or a data center. So this year, everybody's taxes on the average house is going up $600 odd, which is quite significant in Saraville. If Mayor Whaler in Piscataway said that he just had a very modest increase because of pilots. Mayor McCormick in Woodbridge, pilots. If we don't do something, we're going to have an exodus of long-term residents who can no longer afford to live in Saraville. This has to be looked at. You are an IT guy. You have all my respect for that. But this has a process. And whether Seattle wants this or not, or he's using it as a political ploy,
Again, sir,
which
with
he
the
is,
Seattle,
which is his nature, and he no longer lives in Saraville. So that being said, why don't you let it follow the process it should follow instead of killing it before it even had a chance to begin?
Because there's no good that comes from this. The only people that wins are the cloud and AI companies. Okay, these are the only people that wins. It doesn't create.
Have you ever worked on a data center?
Yes,
Have
sir.
you been the beneficiary? There's the difference between being the beneficiary and being.
Here's what happens, okay?
Yeah.
Everybody's talking about AI, everything is in the cloud. Okay, in the old days, like for instance, at my job, we still have everybody has their own data center. Just imagine your phone, right? Your phone gets hot. Okay, now a data center, okay, I have all the facts here for you, sir. A data center, a small business, okay, will have between 10 and 500 servers, okay? And mid-size, 500 to 10,000, large, 10,000 to 50,000. Just imagine the humming that you're gonna be hearing from all these servers, the heat that will come from all these, and the water you need to use to cool them. Okay, again, and then they don't create jobs. Temporarily, yes, they're gonna build a building, but then once it's done, you don't really need staff to run it. You only need minimal people to run a data center.
So we have less impact on our already impacted infrastructure.
But the point, what you're not realizing that we as residents, okay, let's just say they have it elsewhere, we're gonna use, that's great, but if they have it here, that will not work on Journey Mill Road. That would not, I mean, you know, people will go crazy. The environment, there's no good. There are no good options when it comes to data
What is
center.
your fear to go through the process? I thought technology was advancing at an unprecedented rate.
Of course it is. You have quantum computing, you have all that is
So,
great, but
since there isn't even a developer yet.
that's why that's
right?
why I want to
There
make the
isn't even a
motion.
developer, but the other places in New Jersey are going through.
Well,
it.
that's, okay, you know what, that's that's them, because then later on, everybody in the town will complain. What I'm trying to do is keep that from happening here, and it will
Nothing
happen.
has been done. It's just
Unless-
you and
unless-
Seattle.
Okay,
saying
again,
this
with
is a heck of-
Seattle,
This will be the
unless-
defining
Sir, unless they
campaign
have
issue.
new ways of cooling
I
these
don't know. I
servers
don't know anything about
without
it.
disrupting everything, without making us pay for everything, this will not work. This is why I'm doing this. I'm doing this to keep this from happening
No,
here.
I gave you the benefit of the doubt. What? Okay. Well,
Like I
I think
said-
you guys will better serve the people of Saraville once you exhaust your communication with Seattle.
Like I said, I like to make a
All right, so
motion.
there's a motion. Now, what exactly is the motion? Counselor, if you could help the
So-
councilman?
To make data centers prohibited use in all zones in the borough, including redevelopment zones.
The motion would then be for me to draft the ordinance, because that has to be done by ordinance. It can't be done by resolution. So I would have to draft a zoning ordinance that would then bar them throughout. And then with regard to redevelopment zones, we'd have to go through each existing redevelopment plan. And any one that it is permitted, we'd have to amend that individually. Because one
appreciate
ordinance
that.
can't just do all of that. We need to do that individually for each plan, if there's any. I don't know if there is any or not at this point.
I understand and I appreciate it.
Well, I just want to be clear that that's what the vote is, it would be for.
Yes.
Okay, so repeat it again for the benefit of everyone.
I'm proposing making data centers especially prohibited use in all zones in the borough, including redevelopment zones.
Basically in town, so.
Yeah. Okay, is there a second?
Mary?
Mary
Mary.
seconded the first one.
Yeah.
Are you Mary, are you can you speak into the mic, please?
I seconded it when he first made the motion, Mayor.
Okay. All right, roll call.
Councilpersons Blumer,
Yes.
Parisi,
No.
Novak,
Yes.
Rios,
Yes.
Zinarski.
I abstain. I have to personally go to one of these places. I don't know that much about them. I'd like to see more about them myself.
Zabrowski,
I'm going to vote no, but I'm going to vote no at this point, but I do reserve the opportunity to change my mind based on getting more information. I appreciate everybody's concern over this, and I see how heightened it is within not just the nation, but in the state as well. So I recognize that. But I also recognize that I don't have enough information yet. I want to be able to get more information to determine in my own mind whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. And I do want to caution the residents of Saraville that at this time, we have no application for one. The last application was for the redevelopment on Journey Mill Road for the Sunshine Biscuit, which was for a warehouse, not for a data center. And we all agreed collectively to remove that use from that redevelopment area, which I believe will have an amendment coming up in the next meeting or two, I'm not sure. So I'm open to this discussion, but not at the moment to make a rash decision because I just don't know enough. I want to learn a little bit more. We had the lady from the Sierra Club that came 2 weeks ago. I thought she gave great information, and a lot of what she gave seemed to be a step-by-step of what to do, what to watch for. And if you're on a land use board, the ABC listing of how best to do it to your for your community. So I just need to hear more. Please don't box me in onto anything else other than I'm a no at this point until I get more information.
Hey, Sash, just so you understand, when you abstain, your vote goes to the majority. So you would essentially be voting yes. Did you want to keep it as an abstention or did you want to change your vote?
I agree the way John just made all of his statements. It's pretty much exactly how I feel about it, and I do have to know more about it, so I'll change it to a no.
Okay.
I as well. I mean,
Right.
what do we know about the data centers? Not really, but we have to research.
So it's a tie vote. I'll send it back to the council for further deliberation.
You're voting no.
No,
Okay, he's not voting.
I'm not voting. I'm not going to break the tie. I'll send it back. It's an important issue. I would like the redevelopment agency and Sarah to weigh in on it. And that's the way, and contact the DCA, see if I can do that.
You can,
If he refuses to, yeah,
okay,
there's vote, then it doesn't,
move for direction.
it's motion fails because it's a tie.
Okay.
Mr. Business Administrator, if you would contact the DCA about this dilemma with the budget, that we have no motion on it, and find out what the parameters are and what the council needs to do to get this extraordinarily important thing done. And also on the resolution for those, resolution 0926 for these people that remain unpaid, and find out from the DCA what steps need to be taken by the council. Okay, that being said, I'm going to open the meeting for questions or comments on any and all issues. Your turn. No, you have to come up
Come to the mic.
and to the podium, please, and your name and street, please.
My name is Giselle Schiavone.
Giselle, you need,
One Ridge.
I still can't
You
hear.
couldn't hear me?
Yes, thank
I'm
you.
usually loud just without this.
Well,
My name is Giselle Schiavone. I'm from One Ridge. And very new to this, so I'm learning all the rules and the do's and the don'ts. But one thing just struck me really, really strong is what you said. And because I was a chief operations officer, I saw data centers in all the companies. And you don't want this in this town, ever. Everyone talks how great it is. Let the next town have it, not us. We've already been pushed aside with everything that they did on Cheesequake, with Best. We're getting more commercialized than residential. We've got more blackouts than any other town I heard of in the entire state of New Jersey. You want to add this? Then you're really going to push everyone out. It's wrong. You want to know how it feels? Go take a computer, okay? Put your head next to it and sleep right next to it all night, every day. 24 hours a day, you do everything right there. That's what you're gonna have, the heat coming off it. Literally, the noise. Everything around it gets dirty, dusty. It's no good. Don't believe everything that you see on TV. They're pushing you to it. You don't need it. Let the next town have it. Let us have our trees, our parks. Stop making it so commercialized. We're losing everyone as it is.
The thing you need to understand is this is 400 acres, private property, industrial.
We need enough, we need more
Hold
housing.
on,
to
hold
begin
on,
with.
hold on. The property owner has certain rights. They're gonna put something there. Just so you understand, it's not gonna, it was an industrial site for 125 years. It will continue to be an industrial site. All this is what's gonna go there. That's what this discussion is. So.
Okay. Why does it have to be an industrial?
Because I think the property owner is looking to sell it for $500,000 an acre in total. And they will not be financing it. So it's a $200 million purchase, which far exceeds the borough's ability. Secondly, what would we do with it? Because it's industrial, it's for 125 years, it was an industrial chemical site. So there are certain environmental issues that have to be addressed. And again, it exceeds our monetary ability, $200 million. And then that's the big thing. We don't own the property.
You do get a say on what goes there.
Beg your pardon?
We do.
You do get a say what goes there.
Yes, we do.
We do. And that's what this discussion's about.
The,
But something is going to go there, whether you like, so if they want to, the easy thing is to put all warehouses there. So you have, what's it, 400 acres, awful lot of warehouses. The appealing thing is A, not to have residential, so that there's no further pressure on the schools. And the other thing is to not have standard warehouses so that so that we don't increase the pressure on the roads. So what's left? Something that doesn't employ a lot of people, doesn't have children, and pays a very decent amount of taxes.
400 acres, you can make it another.
You can what?
section with a new school. You can add so much more. You put roads there, a new school.
I'm not hearing you.
housing. With 400 acres, you can put
What?
housing, roads, a new school you can. There are millions of options. It doesn't have to
If there are
be a
millions
data
of
center.
options for that, are there? And I don't know the answer. That's why I assigned it to the Environmental Commission and to the Redevelopment Commission. Find a reason to make it work. If it can't work, then we'll find something else. It's at the big, I mean, it hasn't been a year since they shut down the last remnants of manufacturing there. So it's a very new process. And that's what I know. So I don't think you would
I
find
just
that.
think that at this point, this town needs less companies and more homes. We're losing the people because of all the businesses you're putting in here. Big ones, from like on Cheesequake. That was a doozy. Taking all those
You
trees
know what
down.
was behind the trees before? First of all, I've just done some polling. So I find that younger people think those warehouses look great. They're very happy with it. I find that people my age, and I was born in 1953, we don't adapt as well to change. So the fact that they took the buffer of trees down to put up the warehouses, it was always vacant land behind there. Always.
What's wrong with that? We had wildlife.
We still do. Do you know we have a 500-acre nature preserve right next to there?
Do you know where half that wildlife went to? Staten Island. I'm actually back and forth.
Okay.
They've been inundated with more deer since those factories were put there.
But it's a process, and everyone seems to be afraid of a process. I don't
I'm
understand.
not afraid of a process. I'm afraid
Well,
of the wrong process.
Well, it's a process you agree with or a process you don't agree with. And what I'm looking forward to is the result. Maybe it can't work in Sayreville, maybe it can, maybe there's something in between. But we have to, but the goal is to bring the property to the highest and best use. So, that being said, that is the opinion that I have, speaking just for myself. I would like to go through the process. There's a big knee-jerk reaction going around that the sky is falling. I don't know whether it is or it isn't. Let's find out.
I
That
don't
is
have a
what,
knee-jerk reaction, but I do know computers. I
Okay.
am IT also.
okay.
So I
okay.
suggest
So
you
then
do what they do
all computers are
and
bad.
abstain from it until you explore it further.
Okay, well, we'll find out, won't we?
Okay.
All right, and track it. Really, track it. First, do the exercise, find the reason why not. And then if it cannot be
No, you
found,
need to know the reason. I know it already.
Okay.
I've been in the field
all
for
right,
30 years.
I don't know it already.
I'm
Okay,
with you.
thank you. Any other questions or comments? Being no other questions or comments, entertain a motion to close the public portion.
So moved.
Roll call?
No,
Second?
Second.
Roll call?
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion for adjournment?
Mayor, I'd just like to say one thing. I really a question. Councilman Zabrowski, maybe my hearing is going, but he's the director of Sarah. And did he just not say that they're going to remove data centers from that property shortly?
No.
Hercules property.
No, I didn't say that at all. I said there was a ordinance that we were to adopt, I think, 2 meetings ago, which was for the redevelopment of
Right.
the area on Journey Mill Road which we all called Sunshine Biscuit. And collectively, I think we all agreed that we were going to remove that use of a
But
data
just
center
the
from that.
Sunshine property and not from all of it.
Well, the only thing that we were addressing that night was that ordinance.
Okay, no, I misunderstood. That's why. And one other thing, Kennedy, it was, not that anybody really cares, it was 2012. It was my first year back on the council. And I broke with my fellow Democrats and voted with the Republicans. And it was not a quick process. It was the middle of September before we got a budget. So your recollection really isn't as good as mine is. That was not political in nature.
You remember that when the BA read the report of the Department of Community Affairs, that if the council, for every day the council delayed doing the budget, there would be a monetary fine against the council member.
That was,
It got passed that meeting. It was remarkable.
yeah, but that was September, Mayor. It was not a quick process.
What can I say?
And it wasn't political in nature
Okay.
because I
Motion
voted
to
with the
adjourn?
Republicans.
I have a quick question. Won't take too long. I read about the Clean Communities grant money, maybe for Glenn or whoever wants to like to address that. How is that going to be used? Do we know?
It goes into a general fund that's run out of Elise Barone's office. She's the one that's responsible for scheduling a lot of these large-scale cleanups. It's used for a whole variety of things. The bottle fillers we put in most of our parks came out of a prior Clean Communities grant to slow down the amount of plastic being put into the recycling. So Elise comes to us with plans periodically for events. She makes good and judicious use of that money, and all of it is directly involved with improving our environment.
Thank you.
Okay, motion to adjourn.
So moved.
All in favor?
I need a second.
Vote.
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, thank you, everyone.